A Tucson man was part of an international effort that saved Russian Navy sailors trapped on a mini submarine. Craig Smith joins us with the details on the man's life-saving adventure. And what an adventure it was, Craig.
Jennifer, when a Russian submarine got trapped on the bottom, crews from the U.S. and the British navies rushed to the rescue. The British cut the sub free, but an American sailor with family in Tucson was part of the rescue team. Navy diver Kelly Sparlin got a call at 3 a.m.
They just tell us that it wasn't a drill and something had happened, and we just had to report to work, and that's all they tell us.
What happened involved a mini-sub, a Russian mini-sub on the far side of the world. It was trapped on the bottom, tangled in fishing nets. Unless someone cut it free, the sailors on board would die when their air ran out. To a diver trained in rescue work, when someone's in that kind of trouble, it doesn't matter which country they serve.
Being stuck on the bottom, I'd hope anyone would come save me if I was down there. So whatever Navy they were, doesn't matter anymore.
Sparlin's unit in San Diego rushed its gear onto cargo planes for a 10-hour trip to far eastern Russia. The gear included a Scorpio, a sophisticated remote control sub. The U.S. plane arrived in Russia right after a British plane with its own Scorpio on board. Sparlin says the Americans helped the British get their gear off the plane and into the water. His commander told him, another diver, a master diver and a doctor, to go help the British and Russians however they could.
We didn't have an interpreter at first, so it was all drawings and hand signals and stuff. And then once we all started working together, it just it flowed. It was nice.
These murky pictures are what the British sub-operators saw as they cut the Russians free. Sparlin says he and the other diver waited in a small boat, prepared to jump in if the sub had any new trouble as it bobbed to the surface. Once the sub did surface,
we saw the Russian officers running down from the bridge of the boat, and our American officer and master diver, along with the Brits, running out, just everyone hands in the air, clapping. The vodka opened. It was the whole 9 yards.
Afterwards, Sparlin and the rest of the team got to meet the Russian defense minister. But for some reason, the Russians never let them meet the men they helped save. Sparlin says he was so focused on his work, he was back in San Diego before it sank in that he was at the center of an event watched around the world. He says his work in Russia was good practice for other rescues, but he hopes there will never be another reason to use what he's learned.